Hi everyone, welcome to you today, and I'm wanting to offer. I'm feeling inspired to receive, so I hope you are. If you are new to this channel or haven't come across me along your way before, I am a channeler of spirit, the etherical beings of love and light, and I use their messages and their conversations that they offer me in this channeling process to share with you and to allow for us to all enjoy the messages that I receive. So shall we begin? It is in this place, dear ones, of which it is that we appear to be. For it is in this certainty to come forth, to rise on up out of oneself, in this sense of a belonging, to be willing to be spoken of us in this way. We are knowing in our essence of self, our power of belief, to become called as to be a sensing of love from within. It is in this place of which it is to rise from up and out of you, to become this integration into a life of which it is that you are to call yours in ours to be. We are knowing, dear ones, of you in every way, to be felt this explicit understanding into all that one is to say, to hear, to ask, to be. We are knowing in this divine sensing of which it is that we are to be of pure essence, to be felt spoken of by Tanya in this way, as if to receive our messages of pure love, to be encouraged, to be felt by all that are to come of her way. It is in this knowing, dear ones, that we are willing in every aspect of you to be portrayed into, to feel of us to be this capability, this divine understanding into which it is that you are to stand present into in this your moment to be called now. For it is in this now, dear ones, that we are to be a congregation of sorts, as such, to be a collective notion that is to be betrayed by you in a sensing of this that we are. For it is in this portrayal of which it is that we are to become a recognizing that is to be felt as yours, in a voice to speak and to hear as a willingness to come through. It is in our divine knowing, dear ones, in this love-spoken way, to be felt to offer you a space of willing awareness to sit and to allow for all to dissolve away. It is in this place of connect that we are willing to always interact, to become known to you, to be felt as a willingness that is to be presented to you, to ask, to see more of this in this sensing of us to be. We are an imagery to most suggest of this that we are, to be felt coming forward in a sense of a formation or a image to be presented to you, to connect into as a sense of who it is that we are. We are often felt bestowed upon the many of you in human habitat to become this willing awareness to speak of us to be. We are an energy that is to flow unconstricted, untitled, and of a place that is hard to describe of us to be. It is a feeling that is to well up from within you, at times to overtake this physical form in such a sense of empowerment or love that is to be felt as a progression through you in all that you are interacting into and of. We are knowing of this place of pleasantry, dear ones, for it is a place in which we are willing to sit. We are to be found here in this space of open-hearted, in this honest, raw and pure way of which it is that you are to speak of this in our terminology of a sensing of this that we are. We are the loved beings of eternal grace, compassion and faith. And it is in this way, dear ones, that we are to emit and offer to you this feeling of love, a feeling that one may sit into, to absorb and allow for it to wash over thee, to feel this response as if to come out of you, to be recognized again by you in this sense or this flow of which it is that we are. We are in every directness, to be called of it as yours, to become known by this sensing of self, to stand erect into this space of certainty, to become a confidence in voice, to speak, and to know of it as all in this that we are. We are the willing, compassionate beings of love and grace that are to surround of you, dear ones, to feel of us, to become an interaction that becomes required, and in a sense of lovingness to be felt and spoken by you, out of you, in all that you are to do. We are the beings of love and light, and it is in this collectiveness that we are to feel this impression being imposed upon this one in her sense of self to be a willing stander into this circle of sorts, shall we call of it, to feel of the lightness that she is, that is to light up within this encirclement of what it is and who it is that we are to appear to her to see. It is in this knowing of deliberate presence that she is to feel as in us, to be presently placed. It is in a position of which it is to receive that this one asks to become a certainty from within, to hear this bold voice, this wisdom of wise that is to rise on up out of her in a description of which it is that we are portrayed to her to be. It is in this knowing, dear ones, that we are willing to form and impose upon you a sense of who it is that we are to be felt by you. For it is in this truthful space of which it is that you are to sit, to recognize in all that you are, we are in this to see. We are knowing in every aspect of you, dear ones, so feel as not to surprise of us in certain conversations or disagree into which it is that we witness you at times to feel into turmoil or to be negotiating within oneself as to how or who or what it is that you are to be, see or do. We are the willing passengers, shall we say, that are to ride along with you, to keep you company, to keep you guided and supported, and always offering this little voice it is to appear at times to imprint upon you. It is in this consciousness of which it is that we are to be an interaction of great depth and desire, to feel this divinity from within us in a place of respect, righteousness, and to be received in a sense of a religious application applied to you, to become knowing to this self as this God voice that speaks, this power, this eternal king or queen that is to reside within you, to become known to self as the greatest confident in all it is that you are to ask, to receive. For it becomes this voice of power, dear ones, that is laden with love, encouragement and confidence to become yours to know, to become this healing ability within oneself, to feel this regulation from within, to allow. It is this encompassment of all that you are, to feel entitled to draw unto oneself, to sit into this place of ultimate belief and moreness to accept as yours to be. Be willing, dear ones, we say, to ask, to use this voice of yours, to speak outwardly and loudly and boldly and in assurance of all this that you are to ask to see. For it is in this voice that we hear, so inclined at times, dear ones, to be felt diminished or allowed to be not spoken at all. And it is in this voice, dear ones, that is to be spoken through the channels of the heart, that is to rise on up out and speak these words of love in bold for us to be. We are knowing, dear ones, of you all here in this understanding of which it is that you are. We are witness to the many conversations and suggestions and thoughts of which of yours you are to allow flow. We hear all in good and bad, complete and not. But it is to become this willing, dear ones, from within you, that you are to speak with this not attached, to be a validation within you, to be a valued speaker, to call of it that, to be the one, to be the witness, to hear this voice in proud and of love and a sense of self to be, to speak. We are here to offer this message, dear ones, for it is in this place that we are to be felt at a strong connection, to be coming through or translated in this voice of love that Tanya is to speak. It is in this knowing of us to be that she is wise and proud of which it is to receive these words of ours to be. We are knowing of every way in this that one is to receive, but one must be willing to accept this version of you, this version of thee, this one that you see, to be opened in love, to accept this in every way that you are, to acknowledge the great and grand from within, and to be forgiving of all that feels as to be not. It is in this allowance, dear ones, that one such as you in human form are to make way and clear your space, to open the gate so that you may gallop and wander freely into this space of conscious awareness into which it is that you are interpreting these messages to be received by you. Be allowing, dear ones, is this message of which it is that we are to feel empowered within to speak today. For it is an allowance of which it is that you are to be, that you will see, hear, and receive. We love this essence in which it is to be spoken, to be felt by all that are to be acknowledging of us and witnessing this to see. It is in this allowance that we are ever present, to be felt flowing through in a connection to you to be. Be allowing, dear ones, for this energy to flow, for it is of yours in the connection of the greater being, the greater God to be. We are to love of you here, dear ones, and it is in this establishment from within this that these words are to be spoken, that we are to be always reminding of you in this powerful embodiment to be. We love of you here, dear ones, and we are allowing of you all to be presently placed in this so-called position of your earth life to exist. It is in here that we wish to be seen. Do you feel loved right now? Gosh, I know I do. The impression that they leave, and I hope that through the reception or the channel that this empowerment doesn't get lost, because I know it does along the way a little bit, to be viewing someone in this channeling process. But so that you can understand, this message flows through me and is given to me so that I may speak these words of empowerment for all of us to sit into and receive. And it is in this believing, I believed, that they were suggesting us to do, in this allowing of ourselves to acknowledge this amazing spirit, this pure essence of unadulterated love that lives within us, that is always, always there, to comfort, guide and support us in only our allowing of ourselves to ask for it to be received, to use this human voice as bold as we can be, to ask to see this love, to witness it once again, and to connect to each other so that we may interpret this love as a divine interaction, a divine connection that is meant to be. Be allowing, dear ones, in Spirit's words to speak. Be allowing of yourself to be kind, just and right in all that you do. Until we meet again, my next channel, and I look forward to receiving another message to share with you. Have a grand day. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy, and we will speak soon.